All you bitches best to know my name. Nobody you hoes, I'm coming from South Park. Catch you after dark, I'ma spit your fucking shit. Hoes, I'm coming from South Park. Catch you after dark. So I let 'em hang when I pull this thing. All you bitches best to know my name. Nobody you hoes, I'm coming from South Park. Catch you after dark, I'ma spit your fucking chest apart. Follow you.
Of bourbon in. So this is a pretty strong drink, and not that many people order.
No threat to our Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. Hotep, hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, hope you motherfuckers understand. No threat to our Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, hope you motherfuckers understand.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to Cannon Speaks. Give yourselves a round of applause because you could be anywhere right now, but you're hanging out with me, and I really do appreciate it. If you're new, hit that like, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share this stream, guys. Let people know we live. You catching the replay? Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I could use that constructive criticism. Oh man, if you catching if you want to donate to the channel, $Cannon Hotep on Cash App. That's $Cannon Hotep on Cash App. Super chats, rumble rants, always welcome, guys. Let me do this real quick while I finish setting this up real fast. Bear with me, y'all. Perfect. All right, so today I got a special half of the show. We got my man David Murdoch in the building. You guys don't know who that is. You ain't been over on Uncle Hotep's stream. He created Drag the Dead. Fantastic game, man. Fantastic game. I wish I had more time to play it. I swear I do. It's tough, man. You know how it is being a dad and trying to split the time and all that other stuff. You get busy, but it's a fantastic game. I like the head nod that you gave to me in the game. Cannons. He had Uncle Hotep in the building. That was fantastic. Where he got his little cameo in there talking. If y'all don't got the game, get you the game. The game is on Steam. You can play it. You can play it on Steam, or you can get it on Steam. And it's a fun game. It's a fun, fun role player game shooter. You know, you get to dress up as like I guess it's Nancy Pelosi in drag. Is that what that is?
It actually, so at the time I started the project, it was like a pro-Trump walk away drag queen that was the hero in the game. I'm just starting a kind of a rebuild. I'm gonna switch up some stuff, I think, in that. Things have changed since I started the project.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up. It's a fun game. It's a fantastic game. But we're not here to talk about the game today, guys. There's a big injustice happening in the state of Idaho. That's what David's from. I'm gonna let him take it away and tell the story. So let our audience know what's going on in Idaho.
All right. So we'll move into this segment. We'll call it "Drag the Dead."
Make sure you know
when someone shoots your kid.
There you go. There you go.
So yeah, we're dealing with a fun thing right now. My son, Aaron, he a couple months ago he got shot, and Aaron, just like his brother, just like his mother, just like his father, Carrie's. He believes, and I'll get to stressing this. He believes that after he was shot, he fired back some rounds, and in the incident, after that, he was done. He was tapped out, and he's getting charged with aggravated assault, and now looking at 20 years. Mm-hmm. That's the short and sweet of it.
That's the short and sweet of it, guys, and it's crazy. So his son was standing his ground, which they're allowed to do in Idaho, if I'm not mistaken, right? That's what we touched on.
Yes, absolutely.
His son was not the aggressor. His son was initially shot by another kid or another guy, and his son fired back in self-preservation, in protecting himself. The crazy part is that his son's being charged for him being shot. That's what it's crazy. This is a crazy story. This is a crazy story. He hit me up on Twitter and told me what was going on. I was like, yo, this is nuts. So now you told me that I don't know what you can and can't say. So I'm gonna keep letting you go. So what happened after? So your son, he gets shot by this kid.
So I'll give you I wonder if I can do a screen share here with you.
You should be able to.
I'm going to show you this incident was, like many things these days, was live streamed.
Okay.
All right. Because that's how everybody's got to do it.
Right, everybody got to do it. Everybody want to be a drill rapper. Got you.
So I'll play this really quick. These are this is the live stream, and this comes from the aggressors, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll play it, and I'm gonna point out some things. So you've got them walking up. Now the big thing is this guy here in the red white hat.
Okay.
This is Taylor. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is important. So they filmed themselves. One of them calling themselves Booling Blood Brazy, who's a wannabe blood here in white people town. We got names for that. So he's the one who's live streaming this on Snapchat.
Okay.
So this thing like exploded, obviously here locally, right? Like everybody saw this. So they're shooting themselves walking up, and then it cuts to the incident, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got Taylor and all his crew standing around, and then kid behind here in the gray, this is Gabe. The kid over here in the red, that's Aaron.
Okay.
So the reason, oh, you see this guy shoves Gabe.
Okay.
Look at Taylor walked back. And that's basically it. There's an end part to this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to show because we'll say it's graphic.
Gotcha.
I'll tell you what happens.
Okay.
But anyway, so what the story is here, where Taylor and crew, Taylor and Gabe, they have a beef, right? And it's been going on for a few months. This is in February. Taylor allegedly told Gabe, let's meet up and, we're going to squash this. Now, the thing is here in Idaho, that's called mutual combat. And if two people who are adults decide that they want to go punch something out, they're allowed to do that.
Okay.
Right? There's nothing against them being allowed to do that.
Okay.
So Gabe then agrees. He calls Aaron. Says, hey, I'm going to go meet up with Gabe. We're going to, squash this. Will you come with me? I'm worried I'm going to get jumped. So Aaron says, okay.
Okay.
Now, Aaron has been friends with Gabe for a very long time.
Okay.
And Aaron very much cares about Gabe, right?
Okay.
But he doesn't really know any of these people. However, Aaron knows Taylor.
Okay.
Taylor used to live down the street from us. Taylor and Aaron used to skate at the skate park. They have no bad blood, right? So but they know Taylor, and they're like, okay, I'll come because, just in case. So he shows up with like 6 other dudes. So they go meet up with.
So you already know there's some fuckery going on.
Yeah, but they all know each other. Like they're friends. Like as of a couple months ago, they were friends. And this thing just kind of blew up, and okay, they're gonna go fight it out. Maybe it's stupid, but that's their right. Anyway, Taylor shows up with all these guys. So you've got this truck right here. I believe this is Gabe's truck.
Okay.
And then the truck over here, that truck has Gabe's girlfriend and her brother and sister.
Okay.
They never leave the vehicle. So you've got Gabe and Aaron, and then all these dudes here.
Okay.
Taylor, if you watch him,
he's in the
he
jersey,
stays to
right?
red shirt, white hat, stays to the side. Some other dude starts a fight with Gabe, and then Gabe's girlfriend starts yapping out of the truck, obviously making things, tensions higher. But the thing on this is, if you watch Taylor, he's not paying attention to the fight. Taylor's paying attention to the live streamer.
Because Taylor already preemptively has this planned out. This is premeditated on Taylor's account.
Thank you. Right? Anybody with 2 brain cells to rub together knows what's going on. Right? This happens far too often. But they get Gabe out there. They bring the live stream, and Gaylor's paying attention to the guy live streaming, not the fight that's taking place over here. So there's a cut. This guy has a bunch of cuts in there. I don't know why, but so this is here where we want to establish this. You've got Taylor and his like 5, 6 other guys.
Okay.
And Gabe and Aaron. Right. This guy shoves Gabe.
Okay.
Okay. He's the first one to do anything.
Okay.
When he shoves Gabe,
we see Aaron. He fall back because he need to grab his blicky.
Well, Taylor, right?
Oh, Taylor.
Aaron, so yeah,
Taylor, sorry,
this
Taylor
is Aaron.
falls.
This one here,
Okay.
the long hair kid.
Aaron.
That's my son.
Okay, but Gabe. Taylor falls back because he either need to grab the blicky or he need to get it from the person with the camera. My opinion.
Right.
Okay.
There he goes. There he's reaching. Right. Elbow cocked at the waistband. Nothing's happened, and he's already stepping back and grabbing it.
Okay.
So at this point, like right up to this point, and I'll try and highlight this as best as I can. And this is, if you knew Aaron, he's like overly chill of a kid. This guy has shoved his friend right?
Mm-hmm.
He's still standing here with his hands in his pockets. He's just standing there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll actually add this. Just earlier this day, Aaron had been to the doctor to get amoxicillin because he's got strep. So he's just like, right? But Taylor's already stepping back. Gabe comes in right here with a really nice left cross, if we're being honest,
Mm-hmm.
right? Here's his arm, fist. He knocks this guy out. At this moment, you can see Aaron start to take a step. And if you need to know his arms are out, you can see the light through his arm here.
Yeah.
You can see the truck through his arm here.
Yeah.
His arms are out to his side. Taylor's already got his gun.
Because all right, so your son Aaron sees Taylor with the gun, so your son draws.
No, my son didn't draw.
Okay.
He sees Gabe hit this guy.
Okay.
And as Aaron has said,
he gets ready. He gets ready for a scuffle.
At that moment, he says, here we go.
Yeah.
Thinking everybody's going to swarm in.
Getting ready for a fight. Yeah.
That's what he's thinking.
Makes sense. I would.
But if you go, you got to do this frame by frame.
Mm-hmm.
There's Taylor's push.
Okay.
And bang. There's the muzzle flash. Right there.
Gotcha.
That's where he shoots Aaron.
Got you.
So before this even pops off, he's getting back to kill him. Aaron collapses at this point. So there's a couple news articles that reported Aaron was shot in the leg. Saying somebody was shot in the leg is not as informative as you would think. If I told you somebody was shot in the chest or the abdomen, you're going to think, my God, that's bad, right?
Yeah.
But if you're shot in the leg, what does that mean?
It could be. I mean, cause you got arteries in the leg. People don't understand that. You could bleed out and die from getting a shot in the leg, but they look at the leg as being, oh, that's non-life threatening. BS.
Right. So he shoots Aaron in the leg.
Okay.
Aaron collapses. He shot Aaron in the top of his right leg, just below his hip. The bullet went 1 centimeter to the right of his femoral artery.
Right.
And dropped him, and he collapsed. So he's bleeding like a sieve. Thank God. It was like, it's a miracle that Aaron's not dead.
Right, because if it would have hit his femoral artery, he would have bled out in seconds.
Yes. Yeah. It didn't hit the artery. It didn't hit his bone and discharge the energy, which probably would have burst the artery. Like it was through and through. One of the things Aaron said, I'll just leave it pause right there. He said that he always assumed that being shot would sting. And he said it doesn't. He said it felt like a truck drove through his leg. And so anyway, so it drops Aaron and he collapses. Now, I'll get myself back on there. There we go. Anyway, Taylor continues shooting. The guy who's live streaming steps in front of Taylor, and what I believe is that Taylor aimed at Gabe.
Okay.
But this guy stepped in front of Taylor, and Taylor shot him in the back through the chest. His own friend.
Oh, so he shot Gabe in the chest.
No, the guy live streaming.
Oh,
Gabe was Aaron's friend. So what I believe he was doing was he was aiming at Gabe. Okay. But his friend live streaming stepped in front of him and he shot him in the back through the chest. I think kind of in this area.
Okay, I got you. Hold on. Let me get this right. Aaron gets shot by the kid Taylor in the leg.
Right. Yep.
You saying that Aaron shot his friend through the back?
No. Taylor shot Aaron. And then shot again.
Okay, I got you. So Taylor shot Aaron first and then shot again, but his friend stepped in the way of the bullet and he caught one in the back through the chest.
Yep.
Holy smokes. So why isn't this kid Well, so is anything happened to this kid Taylor?
Yeah, I'll get to that. He has some charges.
Okay.
Not as bad. Hold on. Okay. So anyway, so what, and the thing of it is, so in that video, I already closed it. In the video, from the time that Gabe hits that kid, the left hook, from the time he's hit the kid to the time that Taylor shoots, it's less than 1 second.
Wow.
Like this happened in like an instant. So that's the thing that I mean. Taylor's already pulled back and drawn his gun and he's aiming it. Yeah. Right. This is in the blink of an eye, but he was already ready to start shooting.
Right.
So he shoots Aaron. He shoots his friend. Aaron collapses. Gabe goes behind the truck, and then everything, like, people start taking off. At that point, and this is like when Aaron got questioned, right? What he conveyed, he believes that he drew his gun and fired a few rounds.
Okay.
But he believes that he did, but he's not sure that he did, because from the moment he was shot, he doesn't really remember anything. He remembers collapsing. He remembers getting inside the truck and trying to tourniquet his leg with his hoodie. He remembers showing up at the hospital.
Wow.
That's it.
So he doesn't even know the adrenaline could have been pumping.
Yeah, when you go into shock
and reflex.
Yeah, when you go into shock, everything in your system changes function. Yeah. It, like, in an instant, because it's like, I'm gonna die.
Right.
And anyway, so what happens is then Gabe jumps behind the truck, and from what I understand is he took Aaron's gun. Aaron's trying to get around to get into the truck. One of these guys who showed up there is at the front of the truck. Gabe's at the back of the truck. This guy comes out from the front of the truck, and Gabe looks and fires around. And this guy Gabe shot that guy in the head.
Wow. So
he goes and gets back in the truck. So like I said, this happens in an instant. The only information at that time, and this also is important because I'll bring this up with the self-defense law. The only information at that time that Aaron and Gabe have is these people are shooting at us. Aaron's already shot. That's all they know, right? They don't know how many.
They don't know who else is strapped up. You don't know none of that. You just know they came looking for on that quote unquote demon time, what kids like to say nowadays, and you don't know who got what. You know that he was with them. You're in front of your truck. You step out. Okay, I got you.
So anyway, disperses really fast. Gabe gets in his truck. So the other truck, like I said, his girlfriend and brother and sister are in there. They take off, and the kid who Gabe had shot, the one that came out from in front of the truck, he fell underneath their truck. So when they left, they ran him over. When Gabe got in his truck, this also is on the video, so I won't show this part. Just, I don't want you to like get banned or something. And this is. I wish Gabe hadn't done this. I think you
can show it to me. They can't see it.
Yeah, I think that Gabe was extremely angry and frustrated and freaked out. Anyway, so but this is on the live stream, because this kid who got shot, the one who was live streaming the whole thing, he started live streaming again. Like he picked his phone up and started recording again, and Gabe shot him in the leg. Like, I mean, it's not funny, but it's, you know what I mean? Like, I think he just took the gun, kind of like if you were to kick somebody, like if you were to kick their ass.
His life was in danger too, and his friend was down. His friend had the firearm. He picked up the firearm, which I probably would have done, and got us out of there.
And that's what was happening. Yeah. So anyway, so then when Gabe leaves, the guy he knocked out had rolled under his truck, and he ran him over when they left. So it got really ugly really quick.
It's a whole shit show, bro.
It was, and it happened in the blink of an eye. But we're gonna backtrack. Like I said, if Taylor says to Gabe, "Let's meet up and squash this," Gabe says, "Okay," they're allowed to do that. And the only thing that can happen is Taylor and Gabe can fight.
But meet up and squash it to me, around Baltimore, like, yo, let's meet up, yo, let's dead the beef, let's squash it. I mean, we about to shake hands, and we going to iron some stuff out. Now, I could be getting set up like your son and his friend was getting set up. You know what I mean? They came, so your son and his friend Gabe came on the intentions on we about to squash this beef. They came on good intentions. Like they about to extend an olive branch. But the other guys came on some fuck shit. Like, yeah, we about to kill him. We gonna shoot him. It was already set up. It went south. The dude shot your son and then he shot his friend in the chest. Did that guy survive or he die?
He survived.
Your son goes down. Your son fired. Did your son hit anybody?
No.
Okay, your son fires a shot back in self-defense, whether he was aware of it or not. His reflexes kicked in. He fired back in self-defense, which, in your Idaho law, I'm going to stand your ground. Yes, law-abiding citizens may stand his or her ground and protect himself or herself or a third party, which would be Gabe, and a girl and whoever's in the truck, right? Third party, anywhere he or she has legal right to be. There is no duty to retreat.
No.
They came on good faith. Those dudes came on some other bullshit. The ones that came on some bullshit, because the video should be damning evidence that they came on the bullshit. He shot your son. Your son shot back. He shot again, hit his friend in the chest. He runs. Your son's friend picks up the gun. They get in the car to get away. One of the other dudes on whatever time they was on, because he clearly came there they was all in cahoots, period, full stop. He jumps out from in front of the truck. Your son friend, all he knows is that he was with them. He don't know what he got on him. He fires a shot. He kills that kid. The kid he knocked out is under the truck. We didn't know he was there. We forgot he was there. Everything's happening so fast. We done run him over. And we get the hell out of there. So it sounded like your son and them, I wouldn't even say they were standing there. They were defending themselves. Their back was literally against the wall. They couldn't go nowhere. It happened in the blink of an eye. They got out of there. Unfortunately, the one kid got shot in the head. The other kid got ran over. Another kid got shot in the chest. But that's what they came to do. They came to fight. They came to potentially shoot everybody there. That's what they was on. That's how I would see it if I was a defense attorney. And that's how I would try to convey it. Because that's what it is. So now your son is facing what? 25?
20 years.
20 years. He ain't even shoot nobody. He defended himself after getting shot. I don't even understand how that works.
I'll tell you how it works. Okay, this is how it works. He gets charged with aggravated assault, which is 5 years. 5 years.
How's he aggravated assault? He didn't do anything the entire time. Where's the aggravated assault on his end?
I'll get to this. So he gets charged with aggravated assault, which is 5 years. Aggravated assault is when you use a deadly weapon without the intent to kill. Right, so that's aggravated assault.
What?
Without the intention to kill. But they're giving him an enhancement, which is another 15 years. So this is how they come with 20 years. The enhancement means that the deadly weapon used was a firearm, right? So he didn't try to defend himself with a hammer or a crossbow or a sword. He used a firearm. So they're using that to add additional 15 years to come up to 20 years. Now, when they read Aaron his sentence, when he had his first arraignment, they go over what your rights are and all that. It's like real short. The reasoning for the charge, I kid you not, it's really long lawyery language, right? But the layman's version is there's two parts. The first part is that you intentionally used a firearm, right? And the second part is doing that made Taylor afraid.
Taylor shot first. Taylor pulled his gun. He shot first. So how did they? Where's the mental gymnastics in that coming from?
From the prosecutor. So this is where it gets better. hold on. I'm gonna make this better. So Aaron, because of what happened, when he was at the hospital, he was given here at least in the, I don't know if it's city or state, probably either or. So we'll say state. If you're the victim of a violent crime, there's resources available to you. You can get assistance for expenses, like maybe you can't pay your rent because you've been in the hospital because you're the victim of a violent crime, right?
Okay.
So you have resources available to you and rights. So when Aaron was in the hospital, he was given information on his rights and the resources available to him as a victim. When the detectives first came to talk to Aaron, they gave him information on his rights as a victim and resources available to him.
Okay.
When Aaron met with the prosecutor, he was given an entire pamphlet of his rights as a victim and the resources available to him. Okay. 3 occasions he was given this information because he was shot by Taylor, right?
Yeah.
Taylor, for shooting Aaron, is being charged with aggravated battery. Right? So we're gonna pin that, right?
Okay,
Aaron has been recognized as a victim of a crime, which Taylor is being charged for on multiple occasions by multiple agencies.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to read you the self-defense law, the first part of the self-defense law in Idaho. All right?
Okay.
No person in this state shall be placed in legal jeopardy of any kind whatsoever for protecting himself or his family by reasonable means necessary, or when coming to the aid of another whom he reasonably believes to be in imminent danger of, pause, or the victim of aggravated assault, robbery, rape, murder, or other heinous crimes. Okay?
Okay.
So let's paraphrase this. No person in this state shall be placed in legal jeopardy of any kind whatsoever for protecting himself if he is the victim of aggravated assault, robbery, rape, murder, or other heinous crimes. So Aaron, they have acknowledged on multiple occasions, Aaron is the victim of aggravated battery committed by Taylor.
I would say attempted murder.
Well, they're not going with that, and I can tell you later.
Interesting.
Why?
Okay.
Anyway, so they have established on multiple occasions that Aaron is the victim of aggravated battery. The law clearly states that you shall not be placed in legal jeopardy whatsoever if you are trying to defend yourself because you are the victim of aggravated battery. Like it's black and white.
And so it's along the lines of you stand your ground. Yeah.
And then the next part of our self-defense law, and this is the thing, right? So at the moment that happened, like I said, the only information Aaron had was not even Aaron and Gabe, just Aaron, right? So at that moment, the only information Aaron has is these people are trying to kill me. I've been shot, right?
Right.
So the next part of the self-defense law, the defense of self or of another does not require a person to wait until he or she ascertains whether this danger is apparent or real. A person confronted with such danger has a clear right to act upon appearances such as would influence the action of a reasonable person. So that means for you to defend yourself, your family, or another person in this state, you are not liable to sit there and figure out the level or reality of the danger that you're facing.
No, a bullet started flying already, so the threat level is up.
Yes.
Everybody can get it at that point.
Shot. And as far as I know, like if there's a ladder of reasons to need to defend yourself, I feel, and this might be crazy, but someone shooting you is probably at the top of the ladder for reasons to feel like you need to defend yourself.
Exactly.
I mean, what comes after that? You're dead. Like somebody killed you, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Because as soon, I'm sorry, guys. As soon as the bullet's flying, this is what's going on. right there. That Kill Bill red is on, and you in flight, you in fight or flight at that moment. And when a bullet gets go and you get hit, or the person that you're with gets hit, now you're in protect mode. So not only did your son fire a shot back in self-defense, which is legal in your state through the Castle Doctrine and your self-defense law, which I got here on my USCCA app, right? Because it said exactly what you just read to me. Mm-hmm. His friend perceived the threat because his friend just got shot. He's down, so he grabbed your son's gun in defense of himself, your son, and possibly the girl and the kid in the other truck. All because the aggressors, which was the kid Taylor and his friends, started some shit. They upped that
like
tier.
I said, they didn't expect because they were friendly.
They upped that tier.
This beef started because of a party that they were at, because they were all at the party because they were all friends.
That's a good idea, Daisy. I couldn't think of who to tag. Daisy girl just told me to tag Sean from LawTube. I want to know what he thinks. I'm gonna tag him on this, and I'm gonna discuss it with him, see if he'll jump in or come into the stream. But keep going.
But, I mean, yeah, that's just what I was saying. The expectation. Okay, so this is an interesting thing, and so like I said, this was the live stream, right? Mm-hmm. There is another video that was like from a closed circuit camera that was there, recorded the entire thing, mm-hmm. right? And that can't really talk about that, but I can't show it either. Mm-hmm. That's much more clear. Now, one of the things that happened, if you want to talk state of mind of, as far as where everybody was at, Gabe was more scared. Aaron wasn't, because in Aaron's mind, he's thinking like, come on, this is not going to escalate like that. We all know each other, right? Gabe, now I know this is going to be like crazy, like headline news. Gabe, young man in Idaho, in his pickup truck, has a long gun in the cab. Shock, right? Right. So when Aaron and Gabe got there, they were there maybe 20 minutes or so before Taylor and them showed up. So Gabe has a shotgun in his truck, which, seeing people drive around with rifles in the window here is not uncommon. While they were there waiting, again, this is on video, Gabe got the shotgun and he was holding it. Mm. Aaron told him, dude, put that back. We're not here for a gunfight. And right. Gabe put the shotgun back and left it. When this started happening, Gabe never went to go retrieve the shotgun. Interesting. Like he had it, and Aaron told him, put it away, man. Like this not, we're not here for a gunfight. Right. Like I said, it's on video. And then they sat and they just waited. And Gabe never went to retrieve it. He never pulled it out afterwards. Like it wasn't the state of mind that they were in versus Taylor on the video, who you can see is his attention is not on the fight this guy's trying to start. His attention is on the live streamer. And before anything even happens, he's already stepped back to get his gun. And he's already got it drawn because he shoots Aaron within the 1 second that Gabe hits this guy after he's been shoved. Like it was in any, like I said, anybody with two brain cells to rub together knows exactly why they were baited out there, and someone was brought to live stream it. And the thing of it is it's like if Aaron wasn't there, Gabe would probably be dead. Because the only person standing there would have been Gabe. Right, exactly. I got you. But this is nuts. And this prosecutor is just trying to make a name for himself. He's trying to make a name for himself off of this. How big is the town you live in? The county is like 120,000 people. Oh, he's trying to make a name for himself all day long. So this guy, this is probably the biggest news in the county. I'm gonna be frank. I don't want to say that much because this is, as I understand, the kind of person that is vindictive. I got you. I'll put from my from looking at how things happen here in Baltimore.
a lot of the stuff like prosecutors and stuff like that. So, for example, like the Adnan Syed case here in Baltimore, where they don't even have enough evidence to prove that he murdered his high school sweetheart, right? They didn't have enough evidence then. They don't have enough evidence today to say that he did it. Did he do it? I don't know, but they don't got the evidence. In both cases, in that time period back in 2000, and then now, the two prosecutors or DAs, they were trying to make a name for themselves to get elected, and there was a high profile case, and they prosecuted it the way they did. Same thing with Freddie Gray, and the district attorney that was here, Marilyn Mosby, making a name.
It happens all the time.
All the time.
You know, and that's one of the big things for me. We have in like a couple of weeks, we've got our primaries here locally. This particular prosecutor,
mm-hmm.
he ran and got this position. He ran unopposed because of the type of place that this is. There's a guy who's running against him now, who's a former, I believe he's a former court-martial lawyer from the Air Force, and then he moved here and he started criminal defense.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been doing that for a few years. So he's running against him. People here, this place is super red, super Republican, super conservative. People have a problem with this guy because he's a criminal defense lawyer.
Mm.
Because you have this thing on the right where people are just this like hard-nosed, back to blue, tough on crime bullshit thing that they run with. You can see anytime you go on Twitter, you go on any social media, you see somebody post a video of a fight or some bullshit like that. Sorry, this is where I'll start getting really bad. You look at the comments of people that are on a thread like that, you know,
mm-hmm.
lock them up, life in jail, death penalty, like all that kind of crap.
Mm-hmm.
They have a hard on for that type of stuff, but in their own community,
mm-hmm.
this is what they end up with because this is what they elect, and they fall for it and they take it because they don't think that they're ever going to be in that position themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you get people like this who are in power. So this like, I mean, anybody I can get here to go out and vote in this county in this primary to get this guy out of here. It's a big deal, man. And this kind of crap's happening everywhere. And I think the way that this is going down is happening in red places, 2A places, but it's because of that kind of patriotic brainwashing that the white right is all about.
And so I sent the message to Legal Vices and potential and LawTube Sean. I've been on Council on Future Conflict with those guys a couple times. I don't even know what time zone Legal Mindset's in. I can try to send this to him. He might be asleep. I don't know where he at in the world right now. But yeah, this is not. I just want to know what they think.
So here, like the news articles for this. So all right. So if I, like a little bit more to the story, kind of how this blew up. The prior to the news, all you have is social media. So this is something I wouldn't wish on anybody, right? So the day that this kind of like all came out, so Aaron still lives here with us.
Okay.
I got 4 kids. 3 of them are out of the house, and we have Aaron here right now. I woke up that morning. Mm-hmm. I don't know, 7. That's usually when I'm up. And I had this text on my phone
mm-hmm.
from Aaron from 1:30 a.m. And all it said was, "I love you, Dad." Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's kind of odd. I'm like, what's going on? You know? And he's like that kid you worry about. I don't know if you have more than one kid, but you have like certain kids that you're like, yeah, they're going to be okay. And then you have another kid that like their entire life, you're like, oh my God, what are they doing? Like they're the kid that always gets hurt, right? You know,
right.
They get hurt enough to make up for all the other kids that you have. Anyway, so I have this text from him and that's all that it says. And I'm like, all right, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's really ominous. Yeah, exactly.
I go out to the kitchen and I go to make my coffee, and there's a bowl on the counter and a pack of ramen, right? And it's just sitting there. And I'm like, huh, like he was going to eat and he never ate. And I went downstairs to go see, he's down there, and he's not in his room. He's got a video game paused on his TV. And at that point, I'm like, I got this text that just says, "I love you, Dad." And then there's food on the counter. He didn't make, his video game was paused. I'm like, he left.
You thinking
and he was expecting to come back home.
Yeah.
So I'm already like, my anxiety level's at like 3, right? I'm making my coffee and I'm waiting on it, and I'm just like scrolling through Twitter, and I see a post from the local news, shooting at Compass Academy, 2 injured, 1 killed. And like from that night, and my heart dropped to my stomach, and I started texting him back, right? And I'm not hearing from him. Then I'm trying to call him, and it's going straight to voicemail. So I'm freaking out, right? Like, my anxiety is about a 10. So that morning around 9, our daughter texts my wife, and she says, "What happened to Aaron?" So that being the only thing, and the one thing that she says, I'm like, my anxiety is at like a 20. And then my wife texts her back. She's like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean, what happened to Aaron?" And then she says, her boyfriend's friend said Aaron got shot. And I about fucking died right there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, my kid's dead. That's what I thought, because all I knew is some kid got shot and killed. And then I had that text from Aaron. Like, I'm like, is that like his last words? I flipped. I absolutely flipped. So I call the cops. I'm like going screaming at him. I'm like, "This is my name. This is my son's name. He's never come home last night. Somebody just told me he was shot. What happened? Where'd they go?" They wouldn't tell me anything, but they told me they would call me back. They never, ever call me back. Never call me back. So then I didn't call anybody. I told my wife, I said, "Get in the car. We're going to the hospital." There's 2 hospitals here. So I'm like, I'm going to go check the ERs at both hospitals. Go to the first one, raise hell at the desk. They say, "Yeah, he's here. He's up in the ICU." So immediately I'm thinking to myself, like, so he's not dead if he's in the ICU.
Right.
So we get up there. They tell us what room. We can't find the room. So we stop a nurse and we ask him. We're like, "Where's whatever room it was, 206 or something?" We're like, "Where's this room?" She's like, "Oh, it's in the burn unit." I'm like flipped out again. Like, why is he in the burn unit? I'm like, what happened? Right. So I was like freaked out. And the whole time my wife, she's like, she's trying not to throw up. She's trying not to pass out. But, I gotta go. Like, I'm like fight mode. Right. And then we find out he's in the burn unit, and we had to wait like 20 minutes or something for somebody to let us in there. And I still at this point had no idea what was going on. And then we get in there, and they said everybody involved got put in the burn unit because it's locked down and people can't go in and out.
Okay.
So it was for security. So they put him behind a locked door, which is the burn unit. And then the nurse, she goes, "He's okay. He was shot in the leg." I collapsed. I collapsed right there, because then I knew he was all right, so I could let it go. And dude, I just collapsed. But anyway, so he's in the hospital. They ended up letting him out like late in the day, and during the day, like while we were waiting to go get him for discharge, people start posting all over social media pictures of Gabe and Aaron, saying these people are murderers. They need to like pay for what they did. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, my kid is laid up in the hospital because he's been shot, and everybody on social media is saying that he shot somebody. Because
it's that telephone game. It's that telephone game.
Yeah.
The story getting all blown out, not blown out of proportion, but it's getting all altered because everybody got a different take.
Yeah.
So
that was the day that it happened. And man, thinking your kid's dead for a couple hours is not fun.
Bro.
And
all I know
you don't want to go through that.
Yeah, I'd have been on my Liam Neeson. Everybody could get it at that point. I'm hunting everybody down. Oh my! So then, gracious. And then
from there, the news starts coming. Right? They arrested Taylor the next day. They arrested Gabe. And then the news stories start dropping, and the news is reporting what the cops and prosecutor are telling them. So, well, like this is a article: teen charged with murder after Compass Academy parking lot shooting. This article, which is East Idaho News, that's the big one around here. They say, according to police, a fight broke out between two large groups. A fight broke out between two large groups of people. That's what the police were reporting. They said a fight broke out among the group, causing a victim named Colt Clark to lose consciousness and fall to the ground. A video obtained by police reportedly shows Augenbaugh pulling out a handgun and shooting at least 2 times, hitting another victim, Aaron Murdoch, in the leg. And the third victim, Devin Johnson. So the police are setting this up like there's this big fight broke out between these 2 big groups of people. Jeez. And they have video, and they know damn well that's not what happened.
So who is this kid, Aaron? It sounds like they're protecting this kid, Aaron.
Aaron is my son.
I'm sorry, not Aaron. I'm sorry. Taylor. It's like they're protecting this kid, Taylor.
Do you want to know that this is not the first time I've heard that?
That's what it sounds like. Who's Taylor's dad or mom or whoever? Are they in law enforcement? Are they something in the town?
I don't know yet. But I've had multiple people have said that. So Taylor ends up getting charged with 2 counts of aggravated battery. Yeah, for shooting Aaron and for shooting Devin. He's looking now, though. He's looking at, and this is the guy that shot my kid. I actually disagree with this. He's looking at like 65 years. He's 18. 65 years. He'll die in prison if he doesn't get out when he's 85 years old.
And that's Taylor.
Gabe, yeah, that's Taylor. Okay. Gabe is getting charged with 2nd-degree murder for shooting the kid that he shot. You asked about attempted murder, right? You said they should be getting charged with attempted murder. I gotta be careful. If Taylor were to be charged with attempted murder and he were found guilty, he would automatically, in this state, be charged with capital murder for the death of the kid who died, because attempted murder is a felony. And if you are committing a felony, you are responsible for a death that occurs because of the commission of your crime, if that makes sense. Okay. So if I go to rob a bank, just say, and when I rob the bank, the security officer fires at me but misses, and he hits a lady standing behind me. Okay, it's my fault that lady got killed
because you were
not the security, because I was committing the robbery.
But
if that makes sense. So if you commit a crime,
if you commit a crime and somebody takes action against you in the crime, and let's just say an innocent bystander gets hit, the person committing the crime is at fault.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have happened otherwise.
So, but Taylor's the one committing the crime, and his friends were the one committing the crime. They're the ones that aggress.
None of them are being charged with anything. None of them.
Are you serious?
Only Taylor.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. So what's happened
Gabe shot in self-defense. Your son shot in self-defense, but your son didn't hit anybody. But even though Gabe shot in self-defense and he killed that kid was with Taylor.
Yes.
To come and do harm to your son and that kid.
Yes.
So him getting shot in the head, that's his fault. He's the one committing the crime.
He was there to participate or observe it. Yeah, one way or the other.
And then Taylor shooting his friend in the chest, that's not your son's fault. That's Taylor's fault. He was the aggressor the whole way through. I don't understand how this isn't an open and shut case where your son was just standing his ground, defending him and his friends. Gabe, unfortunately, killed the kid, but was standing ground and defending your son and everybody else from Taylor, who shot first. and he didn't know who else had a gun or a knife or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're the perpetrators, and your son and his friend was just trying to get the hell out of there. But the prosecutors looking at it like they're. This reminds me of the Travis Rudolph case almost.
Here's the thing. So Taylor's getting charged because he shot 2 people.
Okay.
Right.
But aggravated battery.
Aggravated battery. That's it. And there's another little lesser charge they have. I can't remember what it was. Aaron's getting charged. And here's the thing. This is the thing you have to remember. Aaron's getting charged with returning fire after being shot, and there's, as far as I know, it's not even 100% sure that he even fired the gun.
Right. How many bullets did the magazine hold, and how many shots did Gabe let off? Seems simple to figure out.
Nobody knows for sure. So Aaron had what was it? He had a M&P 40.
Okay.
That's a concealed carry weapon. There's no safety on it.
Probably 15 rounds.
15 rounds to the magazine. He did not keep a round chamber to make sure that the gun's safety was
straight
optimal.
15.
Yep, straight 15.
So that means if he fired 2 shots, that's 13 in the chamber. And if Gabe fired a round at this kid, that's what, 12 in the chamber. They can't count? The police can't count?
Well, Gabe fired on. Okay, here's the thing. On video,
okay, Gabe
fired 2.
Okay. So that means if it was a full chamber, that's 13 shots. If your son fired 2 shots, then that's 13 shots. With 15, 14.
Well, oh man, see, I don't know. I can't give details.
Don't get
on video. Gabe, this is public. On video, Gabe fired 2 shots.
Okay.
In the magazine, there were a certain number of rounds.
Okay.
So they're stating that all the other discharged rounds, Aaron fired. That's what the claim is.
How many discharged rounds were there? That's what they need to say. Well, you probably can't say. And that's fine.
However, if a group of people confronts you and you have been shot, how many rounds do you have to fire to neutralize the threat?
Until they stop.
Right. And what's police procedure? Right. It's a mag dump.
It's shooting to the mag. The threat is stopped.
But police procedure is a mag dump.
Yeah. So shoot to the threat is stopped.
They fire everything.
So why isn't that a concealed carry holder's option? Which apparently it doesn't say. It's not even in the laws. It's just you get to stand your ground, and that's what it is. That's why I'm saying this kind of reminds me of that Travis Rudolph case where they tried to hem him up for defending his family. These people came to his house. They came to his house and started with him.
Oh, hold on. So this gets better. So it's still going. Mm-hmm. So Aaron's got his charge. Gabe is looking at something like, with all the charges they're hitting Gabe with, he's looking at something like life plus 50 years. But so the other car, right? Mm-hmm. I said that's Gabe's girlfriend and her brother and sister. Mm-hmm. They never got out of the car and they left. The driver in that car, Skylar, he's getting charged with fleeing, with failing to call the police.
They started shooting.
So they're charging Aaron, Gabe, and Skylar, the people who were more or less set up, right? Uh-huh. Taylor has charges, but all the other people, nothing. Not a single charge, not for anybody. But so here, keep this in mind. They're charging.
So real quick.
Oh, so I see this question. His son essentially had his shotgun on him first. Okay, so the thing about the shotgun, you have to remember. Gabe had a shotgun in his truck.
His son didn't have the shotgun. His friend had a shotgun in the truck who didn't bring it out of the truck.
Well, no, he took it. He brought it out.
Okay.
Aaron told him to put it back. This was about 20 minutes before Taylor and them even showed up.
Yeah, so the shotgun is inconsequential. His son's friend had the shotgun, but he put the gun back. That's before the other guys even showed up on the scene. So the shotgun is inconsequential.
Yeah, they didn't know.
They did. So he didn't have it.
Like,
yeah.
And that was one of the things I know. It was a question to Aaron about, why did you have a gun? Why did you bring a gun? And it's like, he's like, I carry. Like when you carry, you carry.
Yeah.
You always carry everywhere.
When I go get my feet greased, I carry at the nail salon. Okay, guys?
But anyway, so this other kid, he's getting charged with fleeing.
Mm.
Taylor had a vehicle, and another one of the guys he was with had a vehicle. They fled. They're not getting charged.
Jeez, that's crazy.
But then, so one of the other things, they had another hearing like a month ago-ish, around there, and at that hearing, so here's the thing: Taylor's bond was $100,000. So for bail, you need 10%, right? 10 grand, and 10% is what you pay of the bond, and then you can get out.
Yeah.
This guy paid us 10 grand and he's out. They gave Gabe $300,000 bond. And there was a hearing where Gabe's attorney was trying to get it reduced. And they were trying to see about him getting work release. It all got denied. So Gabe's still stuck in jail, but
it sounds like
Taylor's out.
Somebody in Taylor's family's connected. That's what it sounds like to me.
When this hearing was going on, Gabe's attorney talked, and then the prosecutor rebutted. And so just to kind of show like how they're painting this picture, when he rebutted, I'm going to read you here in the article what he said. So I'll read this fast. Bonneville County prosecuting attorney Randy Neal disagreed with Perkins' defense, Gabe Perkins. Mm-hmm. He said Perkins murdered Barber, that's the kid who got killed, and shot another person before running over an injured person with his vehicle that he previously knocked unconscious. So the prosecutor says this: according to Neal, Perkins did not initially have a handgun on him, but the video clearly shows him handling a shotgun prior to the start of altercation, right? So he's trying to use that, he's trying to connect that. Then he says, Neal says Murdoch was armed from the beginning and shot his pistol approximately 11 times okay, listen to this. Neal says Murdoch was armed from the beginning and shot his pistol approximately 11 times toward the people who were running away from the fight.
Wow.
So that other article, like I said, what the police said, according to police, a fight between two large groups occurred. So they're saying there's a fight that broke out between two large groups of people, and the prosecutor is saying that Aaron started shooting at people who were trying to run away.
Wow. So they're saying that, so they're not even acknowledging the shot that Taylor put out. Taylor's connected, man.
No. And I mean, like I said, that Snapchat video, you see it clear as day. There's no two large groups. There's one large group and two people.
Yeah, it's two
the
people.
Large group is the one who instigates it.
Yeah.
You can see on there that Taylor opens fire. You can see the muzzle flash, right? He starts shooting. Mm-hmm. They start shooting them. And you go to the news and you see what the news is being fed, and they're being fed a complete bullshit story. It never even took place. There was not a big fight that broke out between two big groups of people, and Aaron didn't start trying to shoot people running away from a fight. Like, that's not what happened.
No, he shot back at the person that shot him. And then the person that shot him shot his friend in the chest, in the back. These prosecutors are a piece of work. They're a piece of work.
And this is what's going on in Idaho.
And I'm telling you,
small town, American flag.
These prosecutors,
red state, Idaho.
These prosecutors aren't stupid. That kid Taylor, I would bet dollars to donuts, somebody in his family got some pull in government or something. There's something where they got some favors. They probably got to be owed. There's something, and they're trying to pin this on your son and Gabe, and he's going to walk away with a slap on the wrist probably. Because I don't know if he is gang affiliated or if his family member, somebody in his family is some important person or perceived to be an important person in that area. I don't know, but that's what it sounds like to me. It's like they're setting your son up to take the fall for something that kid did. Something's up. That don't make sense, because everywhere in the gun laws and all this stuff, your son and Gabe, they should be covered by that.
Should be.
They should be covered by that. It should be open and shut.
But,
Fuego said no one pays attention to their local election, so crazy shit go down, unfortunately. This is crazy.
That's exactly right. You know, like, and here's the thing, man. What, like, just the other day, Trump was giving that speech, you know?
Yeah.
And he was talking about DC and DC cops and
yeah.
crime. He said, well, he said they want to give immunity from prosecution to police. And how is that received? With cheers.
Right.
People cheer for it.
Right.
You know, and it's like, you don't know what you're asking for, man, because they're gonna flip this stuff back on you. You've got blue states where they try to strip you of your rights, and you have places like this where they try to persecute you when you act on your rights.
When you act on your rights, yeah. Because when you said Idaho, I was like, Idaho, really? But it's got
this is
that's on that
dude.
nigga,
There's
that kid.
This place, right? This city. This is not like this state. This city, a few years ago, there's a cop here that killed a man in his own yard, a father and husband. This cop shot him dead because he thought he was someone else. The cop got nothing. There was a 6-month investigation that they opened up. The recommendations came back. I don't know if it was federal or just a statewide organization that did the investigation. They said he needs to be charged with manslaughter. So it goes to court here. And what they say, you brush up on your training, take 100 more hours of training, and then you get nothing. Wow. A completely innocent man. They killed him in his own yard because they thought he was somebody else. Oops. This is just a few years ago. Around not too long after that, there was a woman here late at night, an actually mentally ill woman having a psychotic break. I think she was on the side road ripping her clothes off or something. Cop shows up. Somebody calls it in. Cop shows up. He's trying to deal with it. Another cop shows up. What does that guy do? He goes flying in there and runs over and kills the cop who's already there.
Jeez.
You want to know what they tried to do?
What's that?
They tried to charge the woman with manslaughter for that cop's death because they said it's her fault the cops were there in the first place.
Oh my gosh.
And that never even went to trial. She took a plea deal, which I think should be illegal. Plea deals should be illegal, I think. She took a plea deal. They tried to charge her with it. You know, that stuff is happening in this city, like in this town where I live. This is not like a statewide thing. But if you want to go statewide, the state of Idaho is currently, I think there's a lawsuit going on that is being sued by the ACLU. Because their ACLU is suing the state of Idaho for failing to uphold the constitutional rights of its citizenry. And this went before the Supreme Court here, and the Supreme Court agreed. And the reason that it is because the state has failed on such an epic level they failed to provide defense for people who've been charged with crimes. And there's all kinds of lawsuits from people saying their defense didn't represent them, they blew it off, yada, yada, yada. So there's a big civil suit against the state from the ACLU because this is how Republicans do things. And like we were kind of mentioning it before, the criminal defense attorneys are looked at like they're evil. And it's like everybody deserves a defense. Taylor deserves a defense. He deserves the best defense that he can get. Yeah. Because if he can't, then I can't. You know?
Right. Exactly.
But this is what you get out of Back to Blue.
Hold one second. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. We back. All right. Man. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. And it just seems like it's such an open and shut case. But the way they're framing it, the way that they're reporting on it, it make it seem like they're covering up. Makes you seem like they're covering up for that kid. That's what it sounds like to me.
And you know, the thing that's wild is like I already have the opinions that I have. You know, I have the opinions I have about the police and the legal system in this state and so on and so forth. But once you find you're in it, you know, you're involved with it, it's another level. Like I can't even describe it. Like for a while, like you go, especially as a dad, you go into this mode that is it's dangerous because you're looking at, it's like you're looking at your kid like there's a bear behind him. You know, that kind of like defensive instinct kicks in. It's hard to deal with. It's like really, really hard to deal with because you just feel like these people are coming after your kid, and you know, you think
because they are.
There's a lot of thoughts that go through your head, but you know, you look on social media, you still see this stuff constantly, daily. People sharing videos of this thing happening and that thing happening, and everybody's reactions to it, and the reactions to it just get like, you almost, I don't know. It's hard to read because people are so bloodthirsty. You know, like and then even recently too, the whole Dexter Taylor thing.
Yeah.
You know, getting arrested, and the judge, she said, what did she say? Second Amendment doesn't exist in this courtroom. I feel like some judges should be terrified to say something like that.
What is this? It looked like somebody had something. I was trying to look it up because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this a separate stream from my normal stream for today, just so we can have it and get the word out there, man. This is a complete injustice, y'all. Period. Complete injustice. They call your son up, or they call Gabe up, and they say, "Hey, we want to squash it. Let's meet up." All right, cool. Gabe, rightfully so, goes, "This could be a setup. I need to bring some backup at least." Your son goes with his friend. Little does he know that this guy Taylor's coming deep, right? They get out there, they almost immediately start fighting. Gabe knocks the one kid out. Taylor, in my opinion, I'm saying my opinion, already knew what he wanted to do when he got there. He wanted to start shooting. Gabe knocks the kid out. Taylor pulls his gun. He shoots, hits your son. Shoots again, hits his friend in the back. Your son shoots back, allegedly. Your son said he doesn't know. Allegedly, shoots back. He's on the ground because he got hit close to his femoral artery. Gabe grabs your son's gun. They get in the car. One of the guys that was with Taylor pops out from in front of the truck. Gabe pops him in self-defense. Now, whether that kid had a gun on him or not, we don't know. We just know that he was with Taylor. Taylor started shooting. They came with ill intent. He gets hit in the head, unfortunately. He's dead. The guy that Gabe knocked out, unfortunately, gets run over by the truck because he's under the truck. Did he die?
No, he recovered.
All right, so that kid gets run over. Your son and Gabe get the hell out of there. Who called the police?
I had people around. There was houses
people around
there.
Call the police. Okay.
Yeah.
Police get on the scene. Your son goes to the hospital because he's shot. I'm sure Gabe drove him to the hospital. The kid shot in the chest, you said recovered too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that Did Taylor leave him laying on the ground to bleed out?
Yep.
Okay. Taylor gets away. That kid is laid on the ground to bleed out. The other guy shot in the head. So essentially, the only people in the hospital that with gunshot wounds is your son and the kid shot in the chest.
Yeah.
The kid shot in the chest. Ballistics to show that came from Aaron's gun. I mean, from Taylor's gun, because of the way the bullet would have entered and exited.
Yeah.
Again, ballistics to show that your son's leg wound is consistent with whatever gun that Taylor had, entrance and exit wound. What's Taylor's story?
I haven't heard.
Really?
No.
Is he supposed to take the stand?
Say. He hasn't. That stuff hasn't happened yet. There's so the next thing that happens is there's a preliminary trial.
Okay.
Oh man, I can tell you this too about grand jury. I learned about this. So the next thing that happens is a preliminary trial. That is where the state is required to prove to the judge that they have met the minimum requirement for burden of proof. The defense, however, is allowed to challenge it at a preliminary hearing. So at a preliminary hearing, if the state cannot prove it has met the minimum requirement of burden of proof, the judge can just dismiss it outright right there.
Right.
And then there is no trial. If the judge says, okay, this can go to trial, then it goes to trial where you've got a jury. Grand jury. So this, do you know anything about grand juries, how they work?
I just know that they have to present the case to the grand jury, and the grand jury determines whether it's worth it.
Okay, so let me tell you how some of how that works.
Okay.
You have to. Okay, so if you want to charge somebody with a felony, it has to go to a grand jury.
Okay.
The reason for that, and this sounds good, right? And I agree with the idea. The reason is because that prevents prosecutors from going around and just throwing felony charges out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Sounds good, right? This sounds like, okay, I get it. How does a grand jury work? I did not know this. At a grand jury hearing, you have 21 jurors, right? Mm-hmm. The prosecution is allowed to make its case,
right?
Why they can charge, whatever they want to charge. The jury does not have to be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt. The jury only has to be convinced that there is probable cause for a charge.
But they only hear, so Ben there, done that says they only hear the prosecution side.
Yes. Now it gets better. So you have the prosecution presents its case with no challenge. There's no defense. It's only the prosecution making its case. Now, the prosecution, it depends state by state, doesn't even have to show the jury all the evidence. And in Idaho, if I understand correctly, the prosecution does not have to provide evidence that would favor the defendant. They're not required to. So if there's evidence that might suggest that the defendant didn't do it, the prosecution doesn't have to give that to the grand jury unless the jury believes that evidence exists and asks for it. So the prosecution gets to make a case. They get to only show some evidence. There's no challenge to what they present. And then the jury, like I said, 21 people, they only have to get 11 out of them. They don't have to get all 21. They only have to get 11 out of 21. So 10 people can think that it's BS, but 11 can be like, I think there's cause for a charge. And then they get the charge.
So I'm looking at this. What is this from? The East Idaho News, right? So it's showing me the charges for each person. First off, this kid, Skyler.
He was the driver.
He shouldn't even be in here. Like, he just tried to get away. The kid fell under his truck. So I thought Gabe ran the kid over, but it was Skylar ran the kid over.
No, both.
Oh, really?
Skylar drove over the kid who got shot in the head.
Oh, well, he was already gone. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it says, so I'm looking at, first off, Taylor looks like a POS.
He's only 18, tattoo. Man.
Yeah, 18.
Can you believe that?
18. 2 counts of felony aggravated battery. Using a deadly weapon. Felony concealing or destroying evidence. Gabe, 2nd-degree murder with a deadly weapon, enhancement. Felony aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, enhancement. Felony leaving the scene of an injury incident. Felony concealing or destroying evidence. What evidence did he destroy?
He tossed Aaron's handgun, I believe.
He shouldn't have did that.
No, he shouldn't. Gabe did a few things that were stupid. There's no doubt about that. But
Skylar just got felony leaving the scene of an injury accident.
Right.
Which I wouldn't even consider that an injury accident. He was trying to get away from gunfire. Which so the other people that were running, should they be charged for felony leaving the scene? If you're gonna charge Skylar with that, should that be a thing for everybody that left the scene? But all of them get the benefit of the doubt saying they were running from gunfire or a fight. Skylar don't get that benefit of the doubt, which is interesting. Very interesting. It just, I don't know. This kid Taylor sound like maybe one of his parents or somebody know him that I don't know. Somebody he seemed like he getting help from somebody.
And that's the other thing that I've got questions. You know, he didn't get a public defender. He got his own attorney. And like paid for his own attorney, and then he paid his bail. That's like $15,000.
This is crazy. I'm sitting here reading the story. It even says it. It says, I guess I'll read it. In fact, I might as well just pull it up on the screen. What is this? Let me send this to myself real fast so I can, let me just copy it and put it in my Twitter. You don't mind me reading it, do you?
No. It's all there.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's there from all the news around here.
This is crazy.
For me, it's been, looking at the articles, you start catching the stuff, like I said, the one where the prosecutor had said that Aaron just, started shooting at people who were trying to run away from the fight. Like, what the hell is that? Like, this is all on video. Like, I don't even know where they come up with this.
They doing it because, well, to me, it's just they don't think anybody's going to check about it. So they're running cover. So that's what it sounds like to me. 2 more indicted as new details emerge about Compass Academy parking lot homicide. Jeez. Okay. All right. Let's see what they say. I want to hear what they say. Of course, got to get the commercials in, right?
Yeah.
Clicks aren't enough. As they look at veins.
I've been thinking I should get Aaron's mugshot on a T-shirt. I don't know if that would be appropriate or not, though.
The mugshot look crazy.
He's the redhead.
Right here, right?
Did you watch the video regarding your rights
today?
today?
Our Scottish video.
And did you read the notification of rights form regarding a felony charge? I did.
Oh, so this is where the judge reads him the charges, about making Taylor afraid.
Making Taylor afraid. Oh my gosh.
It's lengthy legal language, but that's what it.
All right, so I'm gonna skip that.
Any questions about your rights? Fill out an application for the public defender's services.
But the thing I've noticed, at least as far as I've seen in the articles, there, like where Aaron's charged, there's nothing in any article about his charges that also says that he was shot. Anything that mentions that Aaron was shot is always in a different thing.
Interesting.
Like there's no, like, nobody has like put the thing together cohesively. They put one bit of information in one article over here, and then like another information in an article over there. So if you go one at a time, it all appears different.
All right, hold on. Let me see. They just said Sean told me to send him an invite. Give me a second. Invite. Copy. Send this over here. Let me do this real quick.
And then you get the comments on the articles. Those are something you should avoid. Also,
I guarantee it.
Oh, these kids are criminals. Their parents should have aborted them, lock them up for life. You know, all the same crap you see and everything.
Oh, yeah, he said,
oh my
all right, cool.
gosh.
He said he can come in for a second. He said he just saw it. So, let me go and set this up because Sean's going to come in. Give me a second. Let's do this. All right, let me leave you that size, and then when Sean jumps in, I'll put him in there. But yeah, this is a crazy case. It doesn't. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. So, whoever over in his stream too, just let him know I sent it. Actually, I could probably jump in his stream and tell him I sent it.
And like I said, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I can't say. So this is based just off the Snapchat video and the news articles.
No, I completely understand.
I'm not even. There's all kinds of other things that have gone on that can't say because I can't.
Let's see.
But I mean, the whole thing has been mind blowing. There's things that have gone on with the detectives that are. I don't know. I think the detectives here are probably. They're some of the most inept people I've ever seen in my life.
Jeez.
Like, I could tell you why later, but
he's a good guy.
It's just kind of mind blowing. It's kind of frightening. Where it's like, what if something happened that you were the victim of, and like maybe something happens to your kid gets kidnapped, or I don't know what, but. Like to think that your justice is in the hands of these people is terrifying. It's like a terrifying thought because I don't think that justice even is in the vocabulary. I heard somebody told me that, and I agree with this. They said America doesn't have a justice system. America has a legal system.
That makes sense. It does. It's because it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, but that's not what we see.
No. And that should be something that should be taught as part of civics. Like, it should be ground into every person's head, especially because every person has the potential of becoming a juror at one point. If you're ever a juror on a trial and you're watching this, or down the road, I beg that you would understand this. If you sit in that juror seat, the defendant, you have to look at it like that defendant is an innocent person. And the role of the prosecution is to convince you beyond reasonable doubt that person is not innocent. Every defendant is an innocent person that you have to be convinced is not.
All right, so we got Sean in the building. I'm about to add you to the stream, Sean. I appreciate you, sir.
No, always, man. I'd say I missed you at the last second. Sorry about that.
No big deal. No big deal. Let me see. Let me do this. Do this on the fly. Boom. Boom. There we go. And then let me bring you down, pal. All right, there we go. Oh man, I appreciate you. So, for the sake of Sean, let's start from the top, David. So, give him the rundown.
The rundown. We got to tell the story again.
Yeah, I know, but
All right, so I'm trying to do a condensed footnotes version here, cliff notes. All right, so several months ago, my son was involved in an incident here in town. A friend of his, Gabe, had a beef with another friend, Taylor. This had been going on for a couple months, and they decided to squash this. Taylor contacted Gabe and says, "Hey, let's meet up at Compass, and we'll finish this, squash this beef we've got, and yada yada." So, Gabe calls my son Aaron. He says, "Hey, I'm gonna go meet up with Taylor. We're gonna go get this settled and be done with it. I'm worried I'm gonna get jumped. Will you come with me?" Aaron says, "Yeah, I'll go with you." So Aaron is very good friends with Gabe. Aaron also is friends with Taylor. Like I'd mentioned, that Taylor used to live up the street from us. He and my son used to skate together. Like, there's no bad blood. Anyway, they get at Compass Academy. It's a alternative school here.
Okay.
Anyway, so that they had met around there. There's Taylor and my son, and then there's another vehicle, or not Taylor and my son, Gabe and my son, and another vehicle there, which has Gabe's girlfriend or brother and sister, who never got out of the vehicle, right? They were there. So anyway, Taylor shows up. He shows up with like 6 other guys. So in this state, mutual combat's a thing. If you're 18 or over and you want to slug it out, have at it. That's allowed. But anyway, not Taylor, but another individual starts a fight with Gabe. Now, this was live streamed on Snapchat, as well as being, filmed from a camera that was there, the whole entire thing. Anyway, so this other individual he starts a fight with Gabe, shoves Gabe. And in the video, you can see very clearly that at the time that he shoves Gabe, this guy, Taylor, starts stepping back and drawing. So Gabe comes back with a left hook, hits this guy who shoved him. During this, my son Aaron, he's standing in the background, hands in his pockets, just observing. Taylor at the time, so Gabe hits this kid back. When he's hitting this guy back, Taylor shoots my son.
Okay.
And then my son collapses. Then he tries to, I believe, shoot Gabe. But the guy live streaming steps in the way, which is Taylor's friend. So Taylor then shoots this guy, his own friend, in the back through the chest. My son was shot at the top of his right leg, just below his hip. Bullet was 1 centimeter from his femoral. It dropped him. Anyway, what Aaron believes, because at that point his memory is just a blur. He really doesn't remember much, but Aaron carries, like I said, Aaron, like his brother, like his dad, like his mom, we all carry here. So Aaron believes he pulled his gun and fired some rounds at Taylor, and that's it. He's out. Anyway, the only other thing
Aaron does fire at Taylor.
He believes that he did.
Okay.
There's, as far as I know, it's not on video that he did. There's no hard evidence that he did. But he thinks that he did, which
all right.
He got shot. Anyway, Gabe took the gun from him. Where am I at? So at that moment, we'll just deal with what Aaron said, the whole entire thing. The only thing Aaron remembers at that point was he remembers that he was in the truck and then he was at the hospital. He's pretty much in and out of consciousness. Anyway, he is getting charged with enhanced aggravated assault, now looking at 20 years, because he allegedly fired his gun at Taylor, who was afraid of being shot at.
Do they have this video?
There is the live stream, which I showed earlier.
We can show,
and
So
then
the police
there's-
have a copy of this.
Oh yeah, everybody's got a copy of this. And then there's the other video, which is from the location. Closed circuit television recorded the entire thing. Police also have a video of that.
So is Taylor getting charged with anything? Because he started shooting, right?
Taylor's getting charged with aggravated battery.
He shot 2 people.
right. That's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's getting
then-
2. So he's getting 2 counts.
And Aaron's getting charged because he shot back.
Yes.
Now, Idaho's a stand your ground.
Well, I mean, there's also not a duty. Well, none of that matters at that point. Once
Right.
you've already been attacked, there's
Right,
no
exactly.
duty to retreat once you've been. Yeah, I mean,
do you want me to
all that
read you?
matters.
Do you want me to read you the first part of our self-defense law? This
Sure.
Okay, so the Idaho self-defense law is pretty broad and forgiving. So the first part of the law is, and I'll shorten it also after this. No person in this state shall be placed in legal jeopardy of any kind whatsoever for protecting himself or his family by reasonable means necessary, or when coming to the aid of another whom he reasonably believes to be in imminent danger of, or the victim of, aggravated assault, robbery, rape, murder, or other heinous crimes.
So what is their theory? That he didn't have to shoot? Like, as he's laying on the ground bleeding, he didn't have to shoot at Taylor?
Well, I'll read you here what the prosecutor said at the last hearing, his version of events, or at least that part involving Aaron. Randy Neal is the name of the prosecutor. Randy Neal said Murdoch, who was armed from the beginning, shot his pistol approximately 11 times towards people who were running away from the fight. So the way he's describing it is Aaron was just trying to shoot people who were trying to get away from a fight, which the police have said was a fight that broke out between 2 large groups of people. 2 people and 7 people.
Well, no, I understand that, but is Taylor saying he was running away and felt scared that Aaron was shooting at him? Okay, well.
After he shot Aaron.
And Aaron's laying on the ground.
Bleeding out.
Yeah.
Crazy shit show, right?
Well, I guess, does Taylor, I mean, I'm not from Idaho, but Idaho's not a very populous state, and everybody knows everybody. Is he known as like the county homosexual at this point?
There's a lot of things.
I understand there's a lot you can't say right now, but
there's a lot of things that people know about Taylor that I can't say.
I'm just saying, Taylor, you sound pretty bitch made there, Holmes. You turned into a bullet festival and you didn't want none of that. That's
what it
like. I don't know. I would say I wish I could help you guys out, because that sounds like a more of the righteous one. It's like, oh yeah, all the people who thought it was going to be a Donniebrooking found out it wasn't a Donniebrooking.
Yeah, it's crazy, and
wow.
Yeah,
Aaron has. I can tell you, Aaron has.
Is he out?
No, I bailed him out that day after. Yeah, the cops showed up here at like 10 in the morning. I went and got Aaron. He came out. They arrested him. He said, "I'll call you when I get there." At that point, it was 100% known. Aaron's not talking to you. Anyway, I bailed him out that day.
Good boy.
No, he got right out. Taylor's out though. Taylor paid his $10,000 of his $100,000 bond, and he's out. So the cops had to call Aaron and let him know that Taylor was out. I also found out that Aaron can't carry.
Yes, Aaron's a victim.
Yeah, Aaron was given victim. He was given victim rights.
Victim rights stuff. Yep.
And resources he was first given from the hospital, then from the detectives, then from the prosecutor.
Yeah, isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah.
You said that he said Aaron couldn't carry. What'd you say?
Yeah, Aaron's not allowed to carry while charges are pending. So they warned him. The guy who shot him had now been released, but he can't. He can't be prepared for anything. So.
When did this all happen?
Like mid-February. I think it
Oh,
was.
okay. So Aaron's on the mend by now, right?
Yeah, it's the gunshot that he got. I mean, it was miraculous. It didn't kill him.
Well, it didn't break his femur or his hip or anything. Jeez.
And
It went
you
right.
said
It went right through,
Mhm.
in and out. He has no feeling in his shin.
Cool.
But if, like I said, it was a centimeter to the right of his femoral. I mean, even if Taylor had hollow points, it would have killed him. If it hit the bone and he absorbed the energy right there, it probably would have killed him.
Damn. I assume he's got an attorney of some sort by now, right?
His attorney, actually, so he did not get a public defender. They kind of farmed out the defender, so everybody
He did
got in the same
appoint a
office.
counsel.
Yeah, so he got a criminal defense attorney who is actually amazing. If you were to hope and pray, the things that you would hope and pray for, this guy exceeds that. From the first time that we met him, there's again things I can't say, but there's certain
that's all good.
things.
It's all good. You felt empowered.
He
You
said
felt like
some
he
things.
knew what he was doing. Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of made our jaws drop. We were like, dude.
Yeah.
It is known, and it has been in stories here in the news, that when this particular gentleman became county prosecutor, there was an exodus at the prosecutor's office.
What county is this in Idaho?
Bonneville County, southeast Idaho.
Oh, okay. So I know where like Kootenai County and stuff is. So
Yeah.
well that's not uncommon too when people bail. No, I wish Aaron the best of luck. Have the many pre-trials on this yet, or is he set for trial yet?
His pretrial or preliminary. It's supposed to be mid-July.
Oh, he hasn't even had a preliminary hearing yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trial date is set for August, except no one's expecting these to land on the first scheduled dates anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because for discovery and other things, there's a lot.
No,
There's
that's
quite a
good.
bit.
Yeah, I hope it sounds like hopefully you guys are taking advantage of the press power too. You know, bringing up like you're prosecuting this guy. You know, why is this guy being prosecuted? But I trust your attorney, whatever his attorney's strategy is. If you guys are happy with it, you know, I defer to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, David, do you feel like showing some people in the stream want to see the video that you showed me earlier?
Which one?
The video you showed me earlier.
Yeah.
They want to see the video?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to take a look at it real quick.
Let me.
And if you want to show the whole thing, show the whole thing, because YouTube, I'm demonetized and all that stuff anyway.
Yeah. Well, you got to be careful of getting struck on there too, though, because
Yeah.
I've had that happen.
That's
Also,
true.
Ken, I sent you a chat real quick.
Okay. I'll check it out.
Thanks for having me on, man.
I
It's good
appreciate
to see you.
it.
It's been a little while.
I know, right? Yeah, it's definitely been
Yeah.
a while.
You having to swim across the harbor out there in Baltimore?
Yeah, no, I do IT and my and I was responsible for the IT response for the bridge. So I've been super busy dealing with a bunch of people.
bet.
Yeah, I've been super busy. All right, here we go.
All right. So
go ahead and show the video real quick.
All right. So I'll just play at normal speed.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got this guy in the red shirt. This is Taylor.
Okay.
This is where they're approaching Gabe and Aaron.
Where's Gabe?
Gabe is behind this guy's head. He's got a gray hoodie. You'll see him.
Okay.
This is
Is there
Aaron.
any sound?
There is. It's screaming and yelling between multiple people.
Okay. I see Aaron now.
So this guy shoves Gabe right there. You see Taylor step back and go for it. All right. So now we're going to slow it down because this happens in less than a second. This is where they're walking up.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to do the slow walk, I guess, when you are going to go in.
And these
do what you're
idiots are
gonna do.
live streaming their felony.
Yeah. So you've got Taylor's in the red.
Yes.
And if you kind of notice, this guy is the one who's starting a fight with Gabe, not Taylor.
Mhm.
Taylor and Gabe are the ones who are supposed to work this out. But Taylor's attention is on the live streamer. And he's fiddling. So Aaron's in the
A big warning
background.
sign. He's grabbing.
Yeah. So Aaron's in the background.
He's in the red, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's Taylor looking back again. Are we ready? Ready to go? Sorry. I'm totally projecting things on this.
No. He's checking back. He's checking back to make sure it's
Are you
ready.
getting this? Are you getting this? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, he's doing all the framing. He's getting ready like a director.
So this guy here
Mm-hmm.
shoves Gabe.
Yeah, shoves him.
This is the only thing that's happened, right?
Yeah.
He's shoved Gabe. Now to highlight, so he shoves Gabe.
And he jumps back.
Yep, Gabe jumps back. Here goes Taylor. Let me get out of the way. Let me grab my gun. So
And the guy filming goes for Taylor's dip, which is the waistband, like he knows what's about to happen.
yeah.
I
So
know, and he gets right up on there. Just
Aaron, as you can see, he's just standing here with his hands in his pockets. Aaron is like a ridiculously chill guy. It like overly chill.
okay.
And he's just standing here. But so the only thing that's happened is Gabe has been shoved. Taylor starts getting back into position, getting his gun.
Okay.
Gabe, right here he comes in. Mean left hook. Clocks the guy.
Yeah.
Right there. Aaron begins to take a step, and you can see his arms are out at his side. You can see the light between his arm and torso right there. You can see the truck between his arm and torso here. He's not reaching. He's Aaron saying, "Here we go." So anyway, Taylor right here, it's muzzle flash.
Yeah, and then he's gonna
Bang.
shoot. Yeah, there's one.
That's where he shot my son.
Okay.
The rest of it's not on video where he shoots the live stream.
Is any of it on audio though?
The audio, no. So the audio is a mess. You can hear everybody, so it's just
Oh, okay.
I hate to listen to. But the other camera caught the whole entire thing without interruption, very clearly.
Well,
Again,
I mean,
I can say some things about that, but I can't.
well, I guess you know, David. I'll say this much. And you probably talked with Aaron about this, but it's kind of one of these deals where I've had a lot of clients get into trouble situations, and it's like, you know, the 3 S's. Like, if you're at a stupid place doing stupid things with stupid people, like, I know your buddy's there, but it's like you should take your buddy and, like, you know, bounce on there. I know in hindsight that's one thing, but it's just like, you know, I wish Aaron and Gabe would have just took off.
I mean, sure, we've talked. You know,
Yeah,
I told Aaron.
I mean, because like,
I told Aaron, I said, I wish, you know, I wish when Gabe called you, I wish you would have just said, Gabe, just go home. You know.
Yeah.
But it's hindsight.
No, I know.
However, here,
Yeah.
I'll throw this out just for fun. In the Idaho self-defense law, in the exercise of the right of self-defense or defense of another, a person need not retreat from a place that person has right to be. A person may stand his ground and defend himself or another person by the use of by the use of all force and means with which would appear necessary to a reasonable person in a similar situation with similar knowledge without the benefit of hindsight.
I 100% don't disagree with you there. It's one of those deals where I don't know if you've ever heard the phrase, like, you know, people would rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, everybody likes to say that, but this is the business end of, you know, the tried by 12, which really sucks. And it's Yeah, I mean and that's all I'm trying to say is just, because you guys are experiencing that firsthand, you're like, oh, well, I'm the good guy. Like, nothing happens to the good guys. It's like a lot of things can happen even to the good guys, sadly.
Yeah, that's what I tell him.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I'm hearing,
I would say right now, I mean, yeah, he's 100% justified in what he did. I don't care if he shot 100 times.
exactly.
These guys Taylor's just wantonly shooting people.
Right.
And, he shows up with a gun to the fist fight. Like, yeah, Taylor's scared. I hope he's scared.
Yeah.
And then I hope he can be scared in prison.
Just like KRM just said, everybody want to be a gangster till the gangster shit start.
Yeah, I say that all the time. It's everybody does want to be a gangster till it's time to do gangster
and
shit.
that's what I was telling David. I said, I'm here in Baltimore, and I can carry here, I can carry in DC, I can carry in 42 states. But the way the laws are set against us, I would be hard pressed to help anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because of that.
Yeah.
Because of the fight I'm going to have after the fact. Let alone protecting myself and me having to have that fight. I hope my USCCA insurance covers it. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna comment on that.
It's a terrible situation to think that someone might need your help and not get it because you're second guessing and triple guessing and quadruple guessing. Like,
sure,
if you even can.
And this is the kind of thing that causes it.
Exactly.
Right.
And like I said, though, at the end of the day, your son showed up for his buddy, and you know what? That's hard to fault. It's hard to fault at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I said it earlier. Taylor shows up with like 6 guys, and Gabe showed up with Aaron. And I believe if Gabe showed up alone, he'd be dead.
Oh yeah, they would have shot him.
Or they'd have killed him 100%. And I think this kid Taylor, I don't know. I think this kid Taylor and how he's being charged and how he's being treated, I feel like because it's such a small town, 100,000 people's there. Somebody in his family got to be connected.
I would have charged him with attempted murder.
Exactly what I said.
That. I mean, the way he comes into that, it's not like the way that fight breaks down. It's not like, okay, who's the guy in the black hoodie? That's what Taylor.
Cole, I think his name was.
Bob. Whatever, Bob. Yeah, we'll go with that. Cole. Okay. If Gabe if Gabe and Cole started going at it, and Gabe knocked Cole to the ground, or then Gabe got on top and was just, Conor McGregoring him. You know what? Okay, yeah, maybe he'd be able to jump in and help his buddy, but the moment that first, the way Taylor keeps looking back, he's sizing this up. I mean, it's. The way Taylor's looking at it's like an Al Qaeda guy getting ready for like, hey, you got this in focus. We're about to do the hit.
It's premeditated.
And it is. It literally is. The way you can tell he's planning that, and he keeps looking back.
Yeah.
And then the camera guy comes up to make sure he's on Taylor when Taylor's about to put in work. Yeah, I mean, if that's not premeditated, I don't know what is. And there's no like, oh, I got scared, or oh my God, I pulled out my gun and started shooting. No, that was entirely. If that wasn't his plan, I'd be very surprised. Like I said, if I was prosecutors, I would have charged him with attempted murder. I wouldn't have charged Aaron, but I would have indicted him for murder.
Okay.
How old is Aaron?
I want to vomit information so badly right now.
And how old is
I bet the police were like,
it's killing me.
I bet there's a lot to this, and I bet the police have asked the prosecutor, like, why aren't we charging this guy with attempted murder?
Exactly.
Why aren't we going after all these people?
Exactly. Hey, David, how old is your son again?
20. Aaron will be 21 in July.
Okay, he's 20.
He's the 3rd youngest.
And they're trying to take.
I've got an 18, 20. 22 and 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're trying to take half his life away from him for defending himself.
20 years. And like I said, I said it earlier, I even disagree with the charges against Taylor. Like, they're trying to give him at least 65 years. I don't believe
65 years.
This is more a personal thing. As an 18-year-old, I do not believe he should be put away for 65 years. I don't believe it. I don't want to get started. I know it's a whole entire thing.
That's your bleeding heart, because he shot your son, almost killed him, and then he shot again, shooting his own friend in the back
All not to debate it. I'm very much a person who's like if it's nature or nurture. I think that it's both, but I think that nurture is a big factor. Taylor's only 18. He has not even he doesn't even have a developed brain yet.
Yeah.
He is responsible for his choices, but the choices he's got on the table are a product of what he's been brought up in. I believe it's possible for people to change. Our current prison system, that's a whole other thing.
Oh,
I don't agree with 65 years for an 18-year-old. And then Gabe, they're like I said, I think they're trying to give Gabe life plus 50.
Gabe throw punches and they give him life.
So with Gabe,
no. So with Gabe, so yeah, what happened after that? Gabe ran behind the truck to Aaron and took his gun. One of the guys with Taylor, I think his name was Alex. Gabe's at the back of the truck, and this guy's at the front of the truck. So this guy comes out, and Gabe sees him, and Gabe shoots around, and he hit him in the head.
Oh, killed him?
Yes.
Okay.
Aaron got to the truck. Gabe got to the truck, and then they left. Gabe fired the gun one other time, which was a gross error. It'll be the hardest thing for him, but the guy who was live streaming, who had been shot, found it in himself to start to stream again while he's lying there. And Gabe, I think, just angry and frustrated and scared and panicked. When the guy started streaming, Gabe shot him in the knee.
Well, I mean, that's probably going to be the one that does him in, if anything does him in on that. But I don't disagree with you, though, David, overall, like the idea of the decarceral state. I generally do think we don't need to put as many people in prison as we do.
Yeah.
But I also do think there are some times where it's like, yeah, we all make oopsie poopsies, but some of us, sometimes your oopsie is
it's a big oopsie.
You know, and then you know what? Maybe not 65 years, but you know, there's, you know, he needs to, you know, Taylor needs to take a bus ride up to wherever in the Idaho Department of Corrections for a little bit. Like he can't be doing what he did there.
No, and I'm sure.
No, I agree. I 100% agree.
Yeah. Want justice as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, and I don't know. It's crazy how they're framing it. You know what I mean? That's why I wanted to get your opinion.
Well, and you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, or if you can't answer this. Am I wrong to assume it sounds like there's going to be a law enforcement testifying on Aaron's behalf at his preliminary hearing? Because it sounds like it. If you don't have to, if you can't say
that. I don't know.
Oh.
But the thing I can't like mend is how exactly are they going to prosecute Taylor and at the same time then prosecute Aaron?
Oh,
without like a cop has to be like, yeah, this is what happened. Because if I go by the news articles, which the news articles have been informed by the cops, they leave it out all the time on anything that addresses Aaron. They never say, by the way, he was shot. He was the first person shot at this. He was down on the ground bleeding out. You know, Gabe's truck, like the bench in Gabe's truck from the passenger to the driver's side, the bench in the cab was soaked in blood from Aaron. Like it was bad. He was going to die, you know?
Well, I guess I don't know what this prosecutor's thinking, but from the way I've always tried to describe it to people is, you know, like when you go to the putt-putt course and the windmill's spinning and you can only go through it so many times. That's kind of like how self-defense goes. It can, you know, you've got a shot and then all of a sudden you're blocked. And now you've got a shot and now it's blocked. And you may have self-defense for a little while, but it can also just disappear. And now you could be blocked from using it. And I wonder if the prosecutor's looking at this as once everybody started running away, at that point, if you've disengaged and, you know, quit, even though you just bushwhacked a couple of, you know, these two guys, started shooting up the place, you know, you caused all of it. But if he's probably arguing, well, they threw their hands up and metaphorically threw their hands up and ran away. Kind of like, which guy is it?
I was
Mike
looking at
Clan during Tombstone.
Oh, yeah.
He's just running around screaming, I don't have a gun, don't shoot me. Well, if they've run away, that's what he's probably going to argue is we don't want people just shooting at people running away, which to go in front of a jury and say, like, you just got wounded, like almost mortally wounded by a guy, and, they're going to show Taylor just going up there and wilding out like that. I don't think he's getting a jury to go along with that. So I'm surprised it's even gotten this far.
Yeah.
But I wonder if part of this is just, has he been officially indicted or just charged?
Yeah, grand jury indictment.
The grand jury indicted him?
Exactly.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Exactly.
Yeah. They felt the prosecutor had probable cause for a charge. So 11 out of 21 people. And also in Idaho, the prosecutor during a grand jury trial does not have to provide any evidence that may
exculpatory
favor the defendant.
Yeah.
The only reason that they would have to is if it's worded weird, but if the jury believed it existed and was within reach, then they could ask for it.
That's not a surprise.
There's some, yeah. So
yeah, most states do that. There's only 5 that don't, like New Mexico. There's like a handful of them where Aaron's attorney could say, hey, no, present this evidence, and a judge could order it be presented. So, but no, I am surprised. I figured it was going to be like an information or something that he got indicted or charged on, not a indictment, but.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like I said, here in Maryland, like I have a duty to retreat. I don't have a stand your ground when I'm out on the street, so it's really murky. But at the same time, if I'm the initial aggressor and I'm the one who started it, I'm getting all the charges. Yeah.
Well, and the only way for you to get that right back to defend yourself is you got to bail, and you've got to run. You've got to clearly disengage. So. That's probably, and I think a lot of that's going to come down to the 4 or 5 guys that were still, the 5 of them that are still alive,
right?
Not counting the one Gabe shot, are going to say, "Oh yeah, we gave up. We all ran away. Honest engine."
Yeah,
well, except for the guy laying on the ground.
I mean, sure they could.
Away.
Right, they could make that claim, but there's a whole entire physiological event that takes place.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I
don't disagree with you.
I don't disagree with you.
Well,
I'm just saying,
right.
I'm trying to figure out how he's charging this and how he's going to argue it, and it's gonna. This is gonna be a really hard sell.
Yeah,
because because I've been a prosecutor before. You've got to, you're telling a story, and that story has to have a bad guy, especially in a case like this. The jury has to find somebody to hate. Who's the bad man?
Right.
And I think they're going to be. I don't know how you sell Aaron as the bad man in this situation.
Exactly.
I don't. I really don't. And I've been sitting here trying to think about this. Like, how would I do this? And I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
I mean, that's a crazy thing too with the videos. It's undeniably clear. Like he was just standing there.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't doing anything. Even when Gabe is shoved and jumps back, Aaron still just stands there with his freaking hands in his pockets. Like I would not have still been just standing there like that.
Sure.
But that's Aaron. He's like, chill.
Well, like I said, I don't think it comes down to that part. Like I said, I think the prosecutor is going to say, you don't get to shoot at people running away. But I think, and if I was Aaron's attorney, it's like, you're dying. This guy just tried to kill you.
Right.
Like, no, it's on. Right. I'm sorry. You don't get to throw your hands up and say, hey, man, I tried to kill you, but I give up now. Right. After he's shot you, shot another person, which, basically probably appears as though he's just randomly gunning people down at that point. Like, if we were, like, the video of this, the CCTV video, I bet it looks like Taylor's just randomly gunning people down after a while. Like, He fires the first shot and then he shoots his buddy. Like, what the hell is going on? I think that's probably what's going to save the day here is just that footage alone. Like, you think you're dying. This guy just killed you. You know, and
that's another thing is Aaron didn't know Taylor shot him. The only information Aaron had is they shot me. Yeah, they're shooting at us. You know, they don't know who's armed, who isn't, who's firing, who's not. Like all he knows is he's like, oh, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, like, I was standing up and now this really hurts and I can't get up.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know who did it. Yeah, I get it. But I appreciate you, Sean. I know you had a hard out at 10:15. I really do appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you for coming in. I just wanted to let you hear this crazy case. So,
of course, David. You know what? I'm gonna get some of the information from this. I'm gonna start following along on this. But yeah, my prayers go out to your family. I'm glad that Aaron's recovered. That's the first thing. I mean, obviously, right, exactly. Sounds like he's.
The Lord was definitely
can't feel his shin, but I guess that's good. Little kids can kick him and it won't hurt. But
right
from there, you gotta find the silver linings. From there, though, this preliminary hearing, the way you guys feel about your attorney, I hope you guys are gonna fucking crush it. And yeah, I don't know how much more righteous you have to be, and I'm embarrassed that that your son got indicted like this. I will say that I'm kind of embarrassed that somebody's abusing the law like that for you.
Yeah, it for me personally, it terrifies me because this is happening all over the country in like such a regular basis.
Yeah,
it's what do you do? I mean.
Yeah,
I gotta keep my mouth shut.
No. What can you do? No. It's true. Yeah. I mean, heck, that guy down in Arizona, the rancher, he just got a hung jury, and then they finally decided not to try him again.
Jeez.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I can't believe it was a hung jury though.
Well, it was 7-1, not guilty. So one person was voting guilty the whole time, right. And they started out 7 people saying not guilty as soon as they walked in there. So.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think it was for me the Dexter Taylor. That kind of broke my brain hearing about the judge saying the Second Amendment doesn't exist in the courtroom.
Well, it's not a surprise because yes, to that judge, there ain't no thing. There are no gun law. Like, nope, that doesn't work here in New York. Like, that's been their mindset for decades, so that's not a surprise she would say something like that.
Anyway, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you, Sean. Tell everybody where they can find you, my squad, where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me a Potentially Criminal here on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all the fun places. But yeah, David, I'll probably be reaching out to you guys soon because I'll be curious to see how things are looking. But yeah. I want to say, I'm going to say good luck to Aaron. I don't think he's going to need it, but, good luck to Aaron out there if he's hearing this. But like I said, I don't think he's going to need it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Sean, so much.
Guys, Canon Hotep, the best of the Hoteps. I mean, all the Hoteps out there.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for coming through and listening to this crazy story, man. This is nuts. He hit me in the DMs. So David is he's a game designer. So he created a game called Drag the Dead, and he was gracious enough to put Uncle Hotep in there and give me a head nod in the game as well. So he hit me with the story in the DM. I was like, man, we got to talk about this. We got to get this. We got to get this out there. And I think that Sean's right. I think you need to get to the press and give your son as much press as humanly possible to get them out there, because this is a complete injustice, and you don't want you got to do everything you can for that kid, man, because this is nuts. This is the way they're framing this. It makes me feel like the kid Taylor has somebody that his parents know or something. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I would say just talk with Aaron's attorney, make sure he's cool with it. But yeah, go raise hell. The news love a good story. Mm-hmm. And look, here's the video. Here's the video. Here's all the video.
Well, everybody's seen the Snapchat. You know, that
Okay.
was
Well, you said you have the other video too, though.
that has not been released.
Oh
yet.
well, you know, just like a boat, everything leaks. Everything leaks. It's one of those. Shh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that is funny. But anyway, thanks, Sean, man. Thanks for coming through.
Oh, you're welcome, guys. Take care. And like I said, good luck to you, David. Good luck to your
Thank
family.
you. I appreciate it.
Yep. Good night, Cannon.
Good night. That's awesome. That's awesome. Sean's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I've done some things with him on which one I got him as? I think Ronan. I've done some things with him on Council on Future Conflict. It's cool that he came on. But yeah, this is man. I really think it's gonna work out in your son's favor, like he said. But I feel like the story need to get out there, and that's why I got this stream. I'm not gonna keep streaming on it. I'm gonna put this separately from what I'm gonna do tonight. That way, you know, we can spread this far and wide, and people can hear it, because this is a crazy story, and people really need to hear what's going on out here in these justice systems with these prosecutors trying to make a name for themselves off of these children. So, anyway, guys, if you want to support David, go buy the game. It's on Steam, right? Still on Steam?
Still there?
Still on Steam.
Still there.
It's Drag the Dead. It's a fun game. It's cool. You get to hear Uncle Hotep with his poor acting skills. It's amazing.
He killed it. He killed it, man.
Who goes there? Salute Uncle Hotep. Anything else you want to say to the audience before we end this one?
Look, man, just I would start really paying attention what's going on where you are. You know, whatever cases you see, however they get presented, really start paying attention and really start encouraging people to pay attention and make sure they're voting, you know, in these local elections, or else you end up with megalomaniacs like this guy who
Soros backed DAs.
He's,
I don't know if that's what he is,
man,
but you know,
I could. I'm not gonna. I can't. I could go on about this guy though. Like, it's unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, just that would be something. You know, start really paying attention what's going on in your area, where you're at. Local politicians, what are they about? What are they actually doing? Right. And encourage people to get involved, man. Like I said, here are primaries in a couple of weeks. These are the elections that nobody shows up for, and people just brush off. They wait till November, and then they just check R down the list. And like, we can't do that, man. This is just too out of control.
No, I completely agree. And shout out to C. Sauter for the $4.99 super chat. She said, to help offset the monetization, you get a Don. Oh, that's not. You don't get Paul. You get a Don DeMarco. And then FMM 2.0 with the 20 says, boo for demonetization. Sean is notorious for showing up and getting people demonetized. LOL. Get the Don DeMarco. Oh man, I appreciate it. Anyway, like I said, I'm gonna make this his own thing. I'm gonna give it another thumbnail, and man, just spread it far and wide, guys. Spread it far and wide, and let people see what's going on in our justice system and how it's, you know, these DAs are trying to make their names off of innocent people, man. Anyway, and what time is it now? In about 7 minutes, I'm gonna go live on another stream, guys. It's already up on YouTube. I'm gonna go live on another stream. I could probably, let me just do this real quick and send y'all the link. Copy, and I'll make another one for Rumble and X. So, boom. That's the new link. Head on over there. I'll be over there in about 7 minutes. And we're going to talk about this Kathy Hochul and this craziness that she done said. And then we'll probably do a little palate cleanser. Oh, man. Anyway, until next time, guys. It's Cannon Hotep saying be safe, stay strapped, don't miss. And don't worry about tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow's got enough problems of its own. Worry about today. Peace and blessings out to your family, and prayers out to your son. I claim victory in Jesus' name. All right, guys. We holla at you.
So relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax and take notes. Niggas need to wake up. Niggas need to relax.